Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cassie Roberts, and this is a Toxic Tuesday episode, and it is super sized because we have to talk about Bravocon. We got to talk about Dr. Wendy and Eddie at Bravocon, the Grand Dame, that Rhode Island trailer that looked amazing, the Valley Persian style, amazing. I am super excited with all these updates, but something that has been super clear is that I would never spend my coin at Bravocon. I would have to be invited. Also, I'm talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, some reality topics, and of course, a good long Potomac recap. Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cassie Roberts, and we are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode. I know it had been a while. I talked about this. If you haven't listened to my What's the Reality on What the Reality, I just did the Hills episode. I talked about it a little bit. I just literally did not I'm gonna have to turn my lighting up because I need my laptop to be charged. Yes, I got new photos done for the pod. I'm sure you guys have seen. It looks amazing. Really love the new photo. I'm changing it up. I got a new intro. I just really like it. And I was editing so much stuff on Tuesday. Was I off Tuesday? I think I was just editing a lot. I can't remember, but the normal day, yes, it was. I wasn't off Tuesday, but I was just editing a lot, and it just, I ended up not. What is this? I always get like weird emails, and I'm like, is this legit or not? Editing ran into filming time, and I was just like, you know what? I really want the next time someone goes to my pod for everything to be like straightened out and new, because that's what I was planning on doing. So I was like, let me just wait to post a Toxic Tuesday episode because I already knew I was going to be posting a Friday episode. So that's why there was no Toxic Tuesday. The amount of stuff I missed, but it planned out the best because we're coming back from Bravocon. I've been keeping up on Twitter, Reddit, social media, everything that's going on. I've tried to watch as many panels as I can, and I can still legit say I will never pay my full price to go to Bravocon. And this was the consensus last year when I really did want to go, was that, oh my gosh, like I really hope I can go to Bravocon one day, and I still do. But when you watch the panels, and I don't know, when I just see the social media stuff, it's like I'm getting updated the same way you guys are. Like, yes, it would be nice to like be in the same rooms, but like hopefully, and that was another announcement at Bravocon, I'm gonna go over everything from Bravocon, but they're not coming back until 2027. I'll be 28, and hopefully the pod will have enough like steam and growth, and hopefully I will get invited and I won't have to pay. But hopefully also by that time, Nene Leakes is back on Bravo, or Kenya Moore, like somebody that I really want to line up and see. Like, I don't know anyone at Bravocon that I genuinely would want to wait in their long line and see. And that's just me being honest. Like, I love Housewives and all, or hopefully like Roni's back on air. Like, a lot can happen in 2 years, and I think it's really smart for them not to do it every year. Either way, I'm going to be talking about all of the updates, but just after that, I was just like, I don't know if I would pay full price, because those prices be expensive. You don't even get to go to all the panels unless you're like VIP. And then when you're looking at the panels, at least on Peacock, even the crowds, the audience looked very small. Like, it didn't even look like that many people were there. So that's why I say, I'm like, honestly, I'm getting live updates from the home, from the bed, from Twitter. I don't think it was worth it to like spend money to go to Bravocon. I just don't. That's personal preference, but I do want to go over like all the updates, We're going to talk about Potomac, and we're going to talk about just some other reality topics, things that have been happening. Some stuff going on with Mary Cosby and her son. I want to talk about that. Got an update with Justin Bodani. And just some other stuff. I did start Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So this is low-key going to be like a longer episode, a longer Toxic Tuesday on period. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a week. I'm always like, it's been a while. It's been a week. So I want to do that. But let's just start with these Bravocon huge updates. Like, I've been compiling a list in the words of Luann. Also, guys, I'm like sitting somewhere different. I'm sitting closer. I'm sitting to the vanity, and I just think this is like better editing wise and lighting wise, because the harsh light I have once that sun goes down when I'm filming that way is just not aesthetically pleasing. And I think this looks a lot more aesthetically pleasing, a lot brighter, nice little picturesque background. And then I'm going to be able to, add more photos and stuff. And overlays in text. So I'm excited for this new era of What the Reality with me. And thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get into these Bravocon huge updates. It was a non-stop announcing weekend. I was checking Twitter every hour, every 10 minutes, doing stuff I had no business doing. I needed to get to work, but I'm over here refreshing on Twitter. What are the updates? I was really hoping for a Roni announcement. There was not. Let's get into what actually was going on. So Wendy Osefo was at Bravocon. Wendy Osefo and Eddie Osefo were there. Wendy and Ashley actually got into it, and these are panels now you can watch on Peacock. I don't know when the Bravos will be on Peacock. I was assuming last Sunday night, or today it would have been on there, but it wasn't. But Wendy got into it with Ashley on the Potomac Takes Vegas panel. I watched all the panels, most of them, except for like the random pairings. I did not watch the Beverly Hills one because I really have no interest in Beverly Hills right now. I don't even know if I'll really be covering it on my podcast, unless it's something juicy. I don't think I'll be covering it like I'm covering it Potomac, or like I covered Salt Lake City, even what else was I covering? Miami. I just don't think I'll be covering Beverly Hills like that, but we'll see if it's good. Because I didn't cover it the last time it was on and I was doing the pod. But what was I saying? Wendy got into it at Bravocon with Ashley Darby. Not really, but somebody had asked, I'm almost like, what is that noise? Somebody had asked, essentially, Wendy, how do you feel knowing what Ashley said regarding your recent allegations? The whole fraud, all of that stuff. I'm shocked Wendy showed up. If you can say anything about Wendy and Eddie, is that they have balls. Honestly, they're in the middle of legal accusations of insurance fraud, and she showed up to Bravocon looking amazing. She did look a little stressed, I'm not gonna lie. She probably has been stressed, but she showed up. Eddie was there supporting her. They looked amazing. They posted up on Instagram. She did hint that she would be at the reunion. She's saving all her energy for Ashley until the reunion. So that answers my other question. Are you going to be at the reunion? Are you not going to be at the reunion? She says she's going to be at the reunion. I don't know. The way Wendy and Eddie are moving after these allegations makes me question my own thoughts. Did they do it? Are they going to find a way out of this? I've never seen such confident people that are pending a possible trial, because these are accusations. This hasn't went anywhere yet. They are going to court. I don't know if maybe they can just pay their reparations and carry on. I don't know if this is going to be taken to trial. I'm assuming it will be. I'm assuming it'll be some sort of jail time. Either way, I've never seen two people stand fully in their truth. And I put air quotes around that because what is their truth, right? I've never seen two people so positively standing in the midst of all of this. So kudos to Wendy Osefo and Eddie Osefo. And I look forward to the reunion. I mean, we won't get the reunion until like next year, like January. But I am genuinely shocked that she was there and that she did confirm she will be at the reunion. So that was shocking. Some other Bravocon huge updates. Something I didn't even write down, but I have to bring up now that I'm thinking about it. It looks like Lindsay Hubbard was activated and she got into it with Tom Sandoval and his girlfriend. It looked like she was drunk in the hallway off of that rosé. So that is something that is coming in now. Page 6 is reporting. I don't know. I know Lindsay is very close to Ariana Madix, who is also a brunette right now and looks amazing. I don't know if Lindsay was just standing up for Ariana. You know, once Lindsay get off of that rosé, maybe she was just seeing red and this was the first person she saw in her direction. I don't know, but that was insane. But you know, I stand a Lindsay Hubbard. Other news: Erica Jane was apparently booed. Like I said, I did not watch the Living in Beverly Hills panel, so I wouldn't have seen this. And apparently, Bravo literally edited it out, so you wouldn't have been able to see it either. But apparently, she was literally booed after an answer she gave. I guess it was like kill, marry, shag or something, or I don't even know it was shag, but something had Garcelle in it, and essentially she said kill or whatever, and like threw shade at Garcelle. Audience booed, whatever. Someone made a tweet, and I don't know if I can find it, but they just said her heart's not in it. I think Erica really does wish she could be in Garcelle's position and walk away from this show. I don't think she's really in it either. I don't think Dorit's really in it. I don't think Kyle's in it. I think Beverly Hills could use a face relift. I said a face relift. They could use a lift, a face, a refresh. They need something new. I think with Bose and Rachel Zoe, it's possibly heading in the right direction though. And then whoever's coming on that's looking like Dorit before all of the surgery and Ozempic, but I don't know. Like, I just think I'm really not excited about Beverly Hills performing. I mean, airing in literally like 2 weeks. I'm really not excited about it. I'm gonna watch it, but it depends how often I watch it, because I really fell back last season on watching it. I was just kind of like, whatever, I'll just watch it, catch it at the reunion. Like, I don't know how it's gonna go. Also, what did I have to say? I wanted to talk about so it's a couple of trailers I am going to show on my screen. So speaking of face refreshes, all of this stuff, New Jersey, they are trying to really, explain that Teresa and Melissa are getting along now. Joe Giudice, they've all come together, coming to mind. I don't know what panel I was watching. I was watching something random. It was like whatever was airing, like the stages, the Bravocon stages, whatever was airing. Teresa Giudice was on there. She's blonde. I don't like Teresa blonde. I like her dark. I like her dark hair. But she was on there and she just had to say, I don't know if everyone knows, but me, Melissa, and Joe have worked it out. And there were cheers. But I personally just think it's a little too convenient. I do think they are missing that Bravo money. Who wouldn't? You are getting paid X amount of money to film for 3 to 4 months. You cover it's literally good money. Like, who wouldn't? And you guys couldn't get your act together to save the show. Your show has been on pause for a while. New Jersey's going to remain on pause because I don't even think Andy wants to pick up cameras of them filming, because we've done this before. They've been fine and then something has exploded. And this was right before the Ultimate Girls Trip. They were fine on Ultimate Girls Trip, and then they were fine like a season after, and then all hell broke loose again. So it's just kind of like, I don't even think Andy wants to put a camera in front of them. He's like, I want you guys to genuinely work on your relationship, and I'm really trying to get New Jersey together. Also, I'm putting all my energy into Rhode Island, which I'm about to bring up the trailer right now. The Rhode Island trailer, guys, looked really good. I'm going to play it on the screen. I'm going to play it, obviously, through the mic. And then I also want to play the Valley Persian style. That was mentioned. I thought that trailer looked good and exciting. I have to find that trailer. I thought that looked very promising, and I was really excited for that because we're going to get Gigi back, we're getting MJ back, we're getting Reza back, and I'm even more so interested in the Valley now because we know MJ and Tommy are divorcing right now. So let me get up this Rhode Island trailer, which I think looked really good. I was really excited.
In Rhode Island, everyone knows everyone. People here, they don't look down on other states, but they are weirded out that other states exist. It's teeny. It's a blip. But to us, it's the center of the universe. Welcome to Rhode Island, where nobody tells anybody the truth, and everybody just lies to each other's faces, but talk behind their back. Welcome. I love it here. Small estate with the biggest attitude. What are you gonna do? Rhode Island's small, so we all know each other. We're finally here. Your friends, families know each other. Alicia, have you seen Liz? Alicia was best friends with my sister. We know your aunt, we know your uncle, we know your third cousin. Everybody has like these deep roots. If they didn't see you in kindergarten, it's a problem. In this group, they call me the flip-flopper. Don't with me. You're a f***ing troll. Welcome to Rhode Island. This is how we roll. I love you. Did she just hug her? Liz is the dominant figurehead here. At some point, how do I not say you're Delulu? I'm scary. Boo. This is Dolores. We're friends. But not sisters. Why do you see a similarity? Rosie's brave. She's not afraid to call people out. She's moving into an apartment, and the old guy that she cheated on with the new guy is paying for it. But I'm the problem. If I'm trying to find out, finding an FBI agent, I'm calling Joellen. She knows everything. Every morning he goes to her house. He's at the gym every morning. Does Brian look like he goes to the gym? Look rejects confidence and beauty. She's a boss. I brought my tequila. Are you kidding? Yeah, we got this. We're boosh. I'm dead. Kelsey's stunning. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's one of my best friends. I don't refer to myself as a sugar baby. My boyfriend is like actually attractive. The money is just a plus. Ashley isn't from here, so she's new to the group. Can we just have fun? She's gonna cry. She's gonna cry again. She's gonna cry again. This is not the kind of people that I'm usually around. Never have I ever had sex on a boat. I think we had sex with my ex on a boat. I think we had sex on land. It's Rhode Island. When someone says something, we all hear it. She married her sister's boyfriend. She has two boyfriends, right? Suck your dick is not a career. Joellen, don't be playing dirty. Nothing. No. You may not know Rhode Island, but here, secrets don't stay buried for very long. Her husband's a foot doctor, but I think he's doing more than rubbing foot. You want some cheese?
I mean, a trailer. That was a trailer. A lot of people were excited about that. So all of the women look very similar. The age ranges I have been seeing, I'm going to try to put the infographic up for the YouTube listeners. There was a Twitter page tracking the ages of all the individual women. Like I said, I can't tell you who was who besides Liz that looks exactly like Dolores. And Joellen is the only one, and Ashley. They all have kind of more distinct looks. They don't really like blend in. I can honestly recognize some of the girls. I think it's younger. It's definitely giving me that Salt Lake City feel, but also it is a younger crowd. So like I said, like the age ranges is definitely, I think Ashley's probably the youngest because Ashley's from The Bachelorette. So I think she was like 34. So I think that would be like the age range, 34. And I think it was to like 58, 59. Honestly, that's an age range, of course, but it's housewives, of course. So the three women that, of course, stand out to me, as I say, of course, again, because of course, Liz, because like I said, she looks just like Dolores. She looks just like Dolores. Either they have the same doctor or they are related. They have to be related. They look very similar. I do forget Dolores has had a lot of work done. Dolores will also be there. She was featured in the trailer. Liz stands out to me. Joellen, stands out to me. That she's like the investigative one. Liz was the dominant one. And then Alicia stands out to me, the flip-flopper, the one that was tripping and then was cool. And Ashley. Ashley, because she's new to the group. And like I said, we know her from The Bachelor group. Even though I've never watched The Bachelor, but she's from that side of things. So I think it looks very promising. I'm trying to get up the next trailer that I wanted to look at. I think it looks really promising. I'm really excited to watch that because yeah, I'm really excited to watch it. I'm trying to find the Valley Persian style trailer now, which also, like I said, looks really good. Those were two, like, okay, there's another big announcement, but those were like the two big trailers, I feel like. All right, let me pull up the Persian style Valley trailer.
The sun never set on us. The Valley Persian style is here. And the trailer starts in 3, 2, 1. After the Islamic Revolution, there was a huge migration. A lot of Iranians packed up and fled here in Los Angeles. All my friends are here. So the valley is where it's at. But I don't like to live in the valley. I don't like the food. I don't like the vibe. Bro, we're on a TV show called The Valley. Ooh, it feels good to be back. Did you miss me, baby? Since Shaw's ended, we've all become like grown-ups. Oh my god. It's f***ing In the last 5 years, a lot has happened. We have kids now. When are we gonna start drinking? When? I can hear you! Bedtime, dude. In the Persian culture, we are so tight-knit. On that length in his spine? Excellent. We're all about hospitality. Look at this. Look at the spread he put out for you, dude. Wow. I ain't done. Getting back is just begun. Where's the men? Where's the single men? Hey, look good. That's all. Yeah. Happy date night. Cheers. I love you. Love you. I'm gonna stuff my big fat face. No, please. Yeah, diarrhea. I just don't feel happy. You cannot teach an old monkey a new trick. In the valley, your business is on blast. My first wife, she passed away. Do you think he's still in love with her? Talk behind each other's back, not this girl. I wasn't raising my voice until you raised your fucking voice to me. You were just sitting there. You know what? I'm a big failure. I need Adam to be more affectionate. Is this rare for you? Are you one? There was some girl texting at 2 a.m. God, here we go. Is Tommy open to being friends? She's not happy. Then she should get divorced. Dennis, we haven't spoken to him since a week after we got married. It feels like they're beneath you, but they are. This friendship is over. Done. I will drop you like the napkins that I clean my nose with. I'm gonna call the police. I'm being very serious. I'm not the 1, not the 2, not the 3, not the 4, bitch. Get out of here! You're getting hot with me. What do you mean? I'm not getting hot with you. Why are you guys heated? You guys never fight. This is Asiago, by the way. Ooh. The sun never set on us.
Very excited to see that back. You know, I have a special place in my heart for Gigi. That girl is crazy. I love MJ. Reza, I think he ended the series off. I'll never kind of forget what he said to MJ about like those abortions she had, which is just beyond me. So I literally cannot. But okay, there's another trailer we have to get up. One more trailer. It was the Below Deck Down Under trailer, but I don't even know where. Oh, here it is. A lot of people aren't talking about this. I thought this was also another good trailer. A lot of people are like, well, where's Sailing Yacht? Guys, Sailing Yacht is not coming back. I think they're going to do the ultimate girls trip treatment to Sailing Yacht. Hence why Daisy is on Down Under with Captain Jason now. Also because Aisha is with who is she with? She's with Sandy now. But honestly, like, she's with Sandy now because her fiance did not like how her and Jason were. That's the real tea. And now Captain Jason's not even invited to the wedding, but Captain Sandy is. Anyway, control it. Anyway, Sailing Yacht's not coming back, you guys. It's not coming back because Gary from Sailing Yacht ruined it all. Captain Glenn, is it Glenn or Carrie? I think it was Glenn of Sailing Yacht was not even at Bravocon. No one from Sailing Yacht was at Bravocon besides Daisy. And the only reason Daisy was there is because now she's on Down Under. With Jason, you know, I talked about it in one of my previous podcast episodes. Gary is in the middle of a legal situation with NBCU because a makeup artist, a production makeup artist, filed a claim against him saying that he was trying to sexually assault her. He was belligerently drunk, tried to block the hotel door, basically persuaded her to come into the room, drop off water bottles, ended up blocking the door and preventing her from essentially trying to get out. She was prepping, you know, she was scared and thought something was going to happen, but basically cornered her in a room. Sailing Out's not coming back. It's not coming back. And yeah, Daisy is now going to be with Captain Jason on Down Under. So here is the trailer for Down Under. Like I said, you guys, this is a supersized episode. I'm not talking about Potomac or any of my reality TV recaps until probably a good 40 minutes in. I'm at like the 25-minute mark. I have some more topics to talk about. This is going to be supersized because I missed last Tuesday. So buckle up, get your water, get your wine, get on your treadmill. It's going to be a longer episode, and we have the time today. We have the time. Okay, here's the trailer for Below Deck Down Under.
Yachting runs on leadership, teamwork, and respect. And that starts at the top. I can't have what happened last year with my heads of department at each other.
I know you've been a dickhead. I'm being a dickhead. You have been so unorganised.
Stop what you are doing.
Please, no. Well, someone needs to take control.
But that's your job.
This season, I need professional, seasoned heads of department. There's no room for chaos out here. Everyone needs to know their role and execute it. So that's why I brought you all here together. Ben, I don't micromanage, but I do have high standards.
Good. Love it, love it, love it. Like it. I want service now, immediately. We need spinach. Spinaci now. We need to grate some Parmesan. Very important.
I don't expect just good. I want exceptional.
That pork belly is delicious. It's delicious.
I haven't been cooking since I was 4.
Yeah. Joelle, you're captain now. You've earned your stripes. I want you to lead your team with structure and experience and the discipline that's required on deck.
Good is not good enough. We need to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Let's get the energy back up. Come on. I'm here to make it as easy for you as possible.
Daisy, you're the chief stewardess. You are the one to set the standard. I need attention to detail.
Toilet paper needs replacing. It's too small. Check the stainless steel in the mirror. The tissue box needs to be done.
I need professional luxury service.
This is
Oh
so
my
sexy. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
You two haven't met.
No.
No, never met.
You know Joelle.
Well, you've worked together before.
I'm with Captain Sandy.
Yep.
A long time ago.
You guys are the best of the best. That's why I brought you guys all here together. There's no room for egos.
I think we're done here.
Absolutely fine. Figure it out on yourself. The way he behaves in this boat is outrageous. He lives in the asylum. But not only does he not just go up there to nap, he makes out with girls.
Zhao has got an agenda with Daisy.
That's a problem. I mean, he's meant to be my friend. I've had your back. That's it. That friendship is gone because we made it personal.
We need to work as a team. But if you keep going around like that, it's just going to be fail, fail, fail. You guys have been here before. You've walked this path. If we just know we've got each other's back and we're here to support each other and really blow this out of the park.
Yourself, asshole. Now, off. You wanker.
I'll tell you what. I love Chef Ben. I was super excited to see the Salt Lake City episodes and that lineup of crew because I don't like Joao, but I do respect that he has a lot of, he has a big resume to uphold. And now, like they said, he is a captain. So I'm not upset about that. I like Daisy. I think Daisy's one of the best chief stews. I think she's genuinely sweetheart, loving the bob. It is not a bob, as Nene Leakes would say. It is a bob. It's a good one. But I like Chef Ben. That's who, like, he introduced me to the Below Deck universe. Like, honestly, when he was on Below Deck with just Captain Lee. Was it Captain Lee? Or I think he's worked for all of them now. Love Chef Ben. I'm excited for that. That comes out in February. Those were the 3 big trailers. We also got a sneak peek of, Next Gen NYC, which was very fast, and it was about Gia getting ready to move to Jersey City. She's not moving to NYC. Saw a shady tweet about Gia can't afford to live in New York City. Who can? And if she want to be smarter, she still don't want to be far from her mom. And, she's really family oriented. I think Jersey City is like a good in between NYC and Jersey. And it's like, do you really want to be with all those expensive apartments? But this clip highlighted, Ariana getting ready to room with Riley as well, or like talking about like moving out. Production just started for Next Gen NYC. So very impressive that they already had us a sneak peek. There was also a sneak peek at Bravocon of Vanderpump Rules, which actually looked really good. It was giving Kristen 2.0. Speaking of Kristen, she says she will not be watching the new Vanderpump Rules. I hope they're not salty about that. I mean, it is what it is, but I know Kristen and Vanderpump have their own beef. So I don't really know, but there was a sneak peek, and this woman apparently this employee came in on her off day to start some drama from her ex, and it was very reminiscent of what Vanderpump Rules initially started on. So that was exciting to see. Perhaps the biggest news that has come from Bravocon, though, is Vicky Gonvalson, who is now going to be on the season 20 of OC. Because it is going to be the 20th season, I do feel like I'm going to have to eventually bite the bullet and suffer and watch some OC seasons, because that is the only reality show I haven't watched, the only housewife show. I used to say it was Roni. Now I've watched Roni. So now OC is the only one, and of course it's the OG one. So I do feel like I'm going to have to watch that, especially because season 20 is coming up, and I do want to talk about that. And, Vicky is the ultimate OG. She's the one that started everything. She's OC is what started these housewife franchises. So I do feel like I'm going to have to eventually hamper down when it's a super dry season and start it like I started New York City, and New York City forever changed my life. Some other headlines that made the news. Andy and Nene Leakes have apparently been texting back and forth. So that was a huge bomb that was kind of dropped, but someone in the audience asked Andy, out of like the 3, who do you see yourself making up with? And it was Nene Leakes, Bethany Frankel, Kathy Griffin, and he said essentially Kathy, because he had sent her an email, like a week ago. But he said, hey, like me and Nene texted a couple months ago. He did not mention anything about Bethany Frankel. Not shocked, especially since Carol was at Bravocon. I like Carol, but Carol, that filler, you is looking like Larsa Pimpin. It is looking atrocious. She needs to get that filler removed, because like you can see the lumps under her eyes. Like the filler has migrated completely. It is completely moved. She is also guilty of Facetune, because I saw a picture she posted with her, Luann, in them, or a picture that was posted. The Facetune was insane. The serve was there, but the Facetune was insane. It was giving Angel from Potomac a run for her money. Candy Burris did receive the wife, I don't know what it is, the Wife Lifetime Achievement Award, which was very much commendable. She had an emotional speech. I did not watch that yet. I've seen it, but I really thought I was going to be able to watch the whole Bravos today. And it's still not up on Peacock, so I don't know. I know they did film a holiday special while they were there, which won't come out until November 20th. I don't know why I thought they were going to save it until Thanksgiving. And apparently Shamia and Drew were singing on that. Still Flipping Out with Jeff Lewis is coming back. Flipping Out is one of the reality shows on Bravo that really started out Bravo before Housewives was even around. So that is coming out along with Rachel Zoe Project. So like a lot of these shows are like coming back. And now they've been in production working on Still Flipping Out, which will be, I never was into Flipping Out, but this will also not just show his real estate life. This is going to also show him at Sirius XM as a, podcaster as well. So it's going to be more of his life than just strictly real estate. So it was confirmed officially Tom Schwartz and Lala Kent will be joining the full-time cast at the Valley. Where was Sheena? Nowhere to be seen. She was doing like one-off interviews with Brock, but I don't even know if she was really at panels. Like, I don't think it was really that necessary. Another big announcement, Portia Williams, Heather Gay, and Sonia Morgan were announced as the next leading ladies for Bravo's Love Hotel, which we were all expecting. I'm wondering if they're going to add another fourth person or they're kind of waiting to see. I really thought it was going to be Sutton Strack also added into that, but Sutton's just so awkward. And if I've seen anything at these panels, like I watched a couple with her on there, it's like maybe Garcelle really did bring her personality. Like, she had no personality on stage. It was almost like she was scared. So I don't know. Another thing she said, it was kind of a blessing that Garcelle's left because she's been able to get closer with the other ladies. So that's that. People didn't like it. I was like, whatever. Y'all still talking about Garcelle while she was just on Watch Evans Live a couple weeks ago. She's still in good standing with Bravo. Like, it's like no sleep loss over there. So it's like, whatever. Throw your shade. Garcelle throws her shade as well. I mean, I think at this point it's fair play. Garcelle actually ran into Mauricio and PK at some restaurant in Beverly Hills or wherever they were, and she said all they did was like laugh because PK was like, "How happy are you to be done with the show?" And she was like, "So happy," and they all like shared a laugh. So I thought that was funny. Sheree has confirmed, Sheree was there. Sheree has confirmed that she was asked back for season 17 in some capacity, I think in a Cynthia Bailey role, but she said the money wasn't right. And that is one thing Sheree do not play about. If the money's not right, she will hold out and she is fine with it. I guess she is making enough money to not be filming. I would have liked to see Sheree back. I think a lot of people make fun of Sheree and they try to act like she's not iconic. I think she is very iconic. I think she is one of the leading ladies that really got Atlanta started with Nene Leakes and Kim Zolciak. I would say them three really put Atlanta on the map. And I don't know, I would like to see her back, but I have a feeling this season of Atlanta is going to be good. Another big revelation from Bravocon. Everyone is obsessed with Salt Lake City. Everyone wants to be Salt Lake City. Portia said this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta is coming for Salt Lake City's spot. So she said they're just really performing well. A lot of people love Salt Lake City. Tamara Judge has said that. Some of the Beverly Hills ladies have expressed that. A lot of people were lining up to meet Mary. I would say Mary, Lisa Barlow, and Angie K out of the three. Out of that whole cast, where they had even Heather Gay had a line. Like, the people love Salt Lake City. The Salt Lake City has been getting very warm reception, and it's really good to just see because they were the new kids on the block last time at Bravocon, and now they're kind of the table you want to sit at because Andy has made it so clear that this is his favorite franchise. The next episode of Salt Lake City coming up, which will be airing when you guys are hearing Toxic Tuesday, is apparently Andy's favorite housewife episode. So that will be interesting to see. What else is going on? The Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip, that was announced. So that's going to be a spinoff of the Ultimate Housewives trip. Now it's going to be road trip, and I guess it's going to be different housewives on a van picking up other housewives to embark on a road trip. They are trying to get some OGs. I am hearing Nene Leakes, Kim Zolciak, Grand Dame, Teresa Giudice have been asked to be a part of this. I am hearing that. I talked about the Rhode Island. And then I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm seeing the Bluestone Manor show was confirmed. Dorinda may have said that. I'm seeing this on Twitter. I'm not seeing a clip of somebody talking about it, so that's why I don't know if it's true or not, if it's just another thing going around. I mean, it had a couple of likes, but this is going to be a below deck style format Vanderpump Villa. Hopefully not like Vanderpump Villa, because that is a mess. It's going to be like different guests visiting Bluestone Manor. It's going to have a full house staff, and she's going to be the host essentially. I hope it's good, but I just rather see different housewives come. Like, I just think that'll be a way better concept than random people at Bluestone Manor. I think we need housewives, families, like housewives together coming to Bluestone Manor, and Dorinda kind of like doing it that way. I don't know. I don't think we need random people in Bluestone Manor. I don't know. We'll see. But that was like all of the huge Bravocon updates, announcements. I think out of all of them, I'm very excited for Rhode Island, the Valley, and I'm also really excited for the ultimate road trip. That looks really good. There's a clip. I don't even know if I want to talk about this. There's a clip, and I don't know if I'm just going to say this. Is somebody on Married to Medicine pregnant? I think someone on Married to Medicine is pregnant. And if they are, congrats. Their clip on Bravo's social media, this person looks very pregnant, and I am praying for a successful pregnancy. One of my favorite women on the show, and I'm really happy if she is. And no, we are not talking about Sweet Tea. I said one of my favorite women on Married to Medicine, but that's all I'm gonna say because I don't know if she wants to make that announcement. It definitely looks like she's in the second trimester though. It definitely looks like she's probably waiting to make that announcement, or maybe they're trying to wait until the premiere of Married to Medicine, which is very soon. I think we're probably a week, 2 weeks away from the Married to Medicine premiere. Actually, because I did put that out there, I want to confirm when Married to Medicine is coming back. Let me see. Married to Medicine, and this is, I can't believe we're in season 12. Is this season 12? Let me see. Premiere. This is coming on, yeah, this is season 12. November 30th. We're a week away, you guys. Okay, I don't feel as bad then. We're 2 weeks away. Okay. I have a feeling there's going to be an announcement then soon because she looks pretty pregnant. Let's get into these reality topics. That was all Bravocon updates. Like I said, super size episode. I just finished talking about the Bravocon updates. I'm really excited about Rhode Island. I'm really excited about the ultimate road trip, and I'm super excited for the Valley Persian style. What announcement are you guys very excited about? Make sure you guys give this podcast a 5-star rating and leave me a comment letting me know, especially if you're on Spotify, what announcement you are most excited about. Let's move on to these reality topics. I was on Twitter, I was doing my findings before I do every Toxic Tuesday, and it was announced that costume art is now going to be the theme for 2026's Met Gala theme. We are leaving Blackism and Dandyism, which I thought was a really good theme. So costume art, essentially when I saw this, I was like, who would be the best person? I hope she actually does get an invite. Bronwyn Newport. If there's anyone, Mary Cosby needs an invite. Like, can housewives go to the Met Gala? There's 2 women in Salt Lake City that would literally kill this theme. I'm going to read this article from Vogue talking about essentially what it is. Fashion is coming out of the basement. At the Metropolitan Museum of Art announced today, costume art, the spring 2026 exhibition at the Costume Institute will mark the inauguration of nearly 12,000 square foot Condé M. Nast galleries adjacent to the Met the Met's Great Hall. It's a huge moment for the Costume Institute, says curator in charge Andrew Bolton. It will be transformative for our department, but I also think it's going to be transformative to fashion. More generally, the fact that an art museum like the Met is actually giving a central location to fashion. To mark the momentous occasion, Bolton has conceived an exhibition that addresses the centrality of the dress body in the museum's vast collection by pairing paintings, sculptures, and other objects spanning the 5,000 years of art represented in the Met alongside historical and contemporary garments from the Costume Institute. We're gonna see a lot of outlandish stuff with this. We're going to see a lot. I think we're even going to see some features of like pop art. I wouldn't be shocked if people are trying to do their spin on the Mona Lisa. I'm very excited for this theme. I do love a good Met Gala theme, and I don't know if anything's going to top the dandyism, but when I do think of costume art, I do think of Brahma Newport over there in Salt Lake City and other reality topics. The Justin Baldoni wants the case completely tossed out. This is crazy to me that this came now full circle and this is what we're doing. So Justin Baldoni filed motion asking judge to throw out Blake Lively's case against him amid ongoing legal battle. And he has now even joked about not getting the sexual harassment training. This has been the craziest waste of time. I remember when all of this was coming out and people were like, Team Justin, Team Blake. And it was just so hard to believe that these two megastars, or this megastar Blake Lively, her whole career, no matter how you slice it, Justin Baldoni's, Blake Lively, their careers are totally, it's going to be a joke now. No one's going to work with Blake. No one's going to want to work with Justin. And no matter if this does get tossed out, you guys are going to be taken as a joke. And it's really unfortunate after all of this, after everything that Blake has done, backing this up. And I mean, hey, I could see both sides. I was never really either side. Both sides seem truly believable. I think she definitely tried to take over that whole set. And I also do think he probably was a little too touchy-feely and probably did make her uncomfortable. But it is crazy to me that after all of this, he now wants this tossed out. And this has been like a whole year of legal proceedings. So it's like, what was the point of all of that? He's now asking the judge to throw out Blake Lively's lawsuit against him amid their ongoing legal battle. In a motion for summary judgment court filing obtained by People, this was on November 13th, and filed just before the East Coast deadline. Baldoni, as well as the agency group PR LLC, crisis publicist Melissa Nathan, have asked the judge to rule in their favor without proceeding to trial. They don't want to take this to trial. In the 73-page legal document filed a day after a notice, the group listed the reasons why Judge Lemon should toss out the case before it makes it to court. The legal battle between Lively and Baldoni began in December 2024. I'm saying this has been a whole year of everything. They said in her lawsuit, Lively, yada yada, she of creating a hostel. Yes, that was all of it. In documents obtained by People, Baldoni's attorney wrote, when viewed in context, no reasonable juror could find that the handful of comments and miscommunications Lively has mustered amounts to sexual harassment. Adding elsewhere, no reasonable juror could find that Lively suffered an adverse employment action in any traditional sense. Well, now they both are about to face it because, like I said, no one's going to want to work with Blake Lively because apparently this is a thing in Hollywood. Even Bethany Frankel had hopped on the mic when all this was going on about how the screening was very weird. This is now an ongoing thing that her and her husband Ryan Reynolds like to bulldoze sets and use their big name and sling it around and their friendships in Hollywood to get the best. And I just don't see her in her next movie. Also, never understood why she was in this movie playing this young woman when she does not look that young anymore. If I'm being honest, I like Blake Lively, but she's always had an older woman look. In the words of Phaedra Parks, the oldest, youngest looking woman I've ever seen. Because when I look at her, she just always looked old in the face to me. Even when she was on Gossip Girl, like she always looked a hard whatever her age was. So it just sucks that now Baldoni's like, after all of this, after all his receipts he had, He's like, let's just toss it out. I don't know how you can be taken serious in Hollywood after something like this. I just don't see it. I don't see how that can happen. Um Other reality topics. I'm just looking at my list. I'm just like, how are you gonna be taken serious in the, I don't know. Devil Wears Prada 2. That trailer has came out. That was also really good. I'm not going to play the trailer. Look it up. It was very short. I think it was like 10 seconds. I thought it was very tasteful. I think the cover art for the movie is really good. It's 2 pumps now, signifying the second. Speaking of, I watched Freaky Friday this past weekend. Not that good. I definitely thought that when I was watching it, that I was glad I did not waste my money at a theater. Get the popcorn. I probably would have watched some Dippin' Dots. I'm glad I didn't waste my money to watch that. It was not a good movie at all. I gotta watch All Her Fault, and I'm gonna give All's Fair a try, which I heard is really like a satire. I'm gonna give it a try. Devil Wears Prada is out. Kris Jenner, 70th birthday. Beyonce was there. Jay-Z was there. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were there. They did not want it to be known that they were there. I will say they did not want it to be known that they were there. There were some photos posted of them on social media. I think with Kim Kardashian, she had posted with them, or Kris Jenner did, and they had to move that down. And someone made a TikTok, I think it was a very good, valid TikTok, that apparently this was not a typical birthday party because Beyonce, the Kardashians, since when, right? I mean, that's shocking. Even Snoop Dogg was there. It was just like a crazy list of people. Like, I'm like, either Kris Jenner is a very good person, or like this TikTok pointed out, this was a meeting of the minds. This is a meeting of the minds of people that have this is the 1 to 3% of people that have money, that are billionaires, are on their ways to being trillionaires. This was a billionaires meeting. Was Trump there? I don't know. Was Musk there? Probable. You know who was there? Stephanie from freaking Real Housewives of Miami. So that was another update I did see at Bravocon, watching one of the panels. Stephanie, I'm blanking on her last name, got an invite, her and her husband, Mohammed, I think that's his name. I think it's Shoje or whatever, Stoje. She got an invite, and guess who did not get an invite? Her BFF, Larsa Pimpin, who's been friends with Kim Kardashian a good amount of her life, even though they had a recent falling out, after the whole Kanye and Kim stuff. I find it really interesting that Larsa Pimpin did not get an invite to the 70th birthday. And this was so hilarious because Stephanie was talking about it at a panel, and she was like, it was amazing. It just sucks our phones couldn't be there. But she said it really was amazing. And I don't know if the cameras pan to Larsa at the moment, but the fact that Larsa, who has been in their lives, did not get an invite to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday. Ooh, I know that stung her. I know she was mad about that. Some other reality topics. I don't know what's going on with Mary Cosby's son, but he was apparently arrested. And the gag is he was arrested while Mary was in Vegas for Bravocon. And I think at a panel, someone was literally asking Mary, how is it with your son? Because guys, remember, he got arrested back in September. And Mary had came out and said he probably needed that to happen. It was just something that probably should have happened, right? Tough love. So now he's gotten arrested again. I'm looking at this on Reddit. I'm going to put it on my screen if I remember to. Because I don't know, I remember to put the trailers up. But I'm like, I have to remember to put this one in. So look, guys, he literally got arrested. It looks like the defendant was arrested for it. It says offense description, violation of pretrial protective order, felony arrest charge. And this is from November 9th. Apparently violation, criminal mischief. He had to pay $5,000 for bail, assault on police officer or military service member in uniform, failed to stop at command of law enforcement, interfering with a peace officer. Why did it say peace officer? Is that a police officer? apparently, but my thing is, so yeah, I don't know. I heard that he essentially, let me see if I can pull something up. Okay, so Robert Jr. was accused of attempting to climb. This is from November 11th. So this is on People magazine. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Mary Cosby is getting candid about her son, Robert Jr.'s recent arrest. And this was dating back to the September arrest. Oops, excuse me. I don't even know if this is talking about his most recent one. So he was arrested back in September because he was accused of attempting to climb through a dog door to break into his father-in-law's home before allegedly assaulting someone on the front lawn. When police ordered him to get on the ground, Robert Jr. allegedly failed to do so. He ultimately complied before he was arrested. Mary said this was all for his own good. I think he needed that. He's never encountered anything like that. He's never been through anything like that. I don't mind it. It hurt me at the time. I was devastated. I was worried. I was scared. But some things happen for a reason, to show you the path you're on. I feel like he needed that, and that he understands that that's the wrong journey. Robert Jr. tells people that he's taking his journey day by day and that he's not where he wants to be, but he's certainly not where he used to be. And then he was arrested again November 11th. And I don't know if anyone's talking about that. I don't know if anyone's talking about that. They're talking about because this was on Reddit and Twitter, for his assault on a peace officer. What is a peace officer? I hope I don't sound dumb. I'm assuming a police officer. Ooh, let me see. I could click on this. Okay, violation of pretrial protective order. Yeah, he was arrested again November 9th. So this is after his September. He's currently in custody. Yikes. Okay, so according to this is sarcasm.net. According to the probable cause affidavit obtained by Sarcasm, is sarcasm real, y'all? I wouldn't know a thing. Robert Cosby Jr.'s latest arrest is once again relating to his estranged wife, Alexandria. And once again, the incident happened at Alexandria's parents' house. That didn't click to me when they said mother or parent-in-law. So Alexandria took out a protection order against Robert after his September arrest. Assume her parents basically told her he cannot come here again. So yeah, Alexandria's parents told police that they had just left to go to the store when they received a call from the 12-year-old son stating that the suspect was outside and loud banging noises could be heard. Robert's father-in-law assessed the home surveillance cameras and observed Robert kicking his mother-in-law's vehicle. And then the mom called 911 as the couple returned home. When the couple arrived home, he was no longer at the residence. A short time later, the victim observed the suspect walking back down the road towards their residence. When the suspect saw the victim, he turned around and attempted to leave. The victim followed at a distance to ensure the suspect did not return to the home. More on the affidavit. When officers arrived on scene, they commanded the suspect to stop. The suspect ignored commands and attempted to flee on foot. Officers pursued and engaged the suspect, who actively resisted arrest by pulling away, kicking and fighting with officers. The victim reported that at one point he observed the suspect bite one of the officers, causing the officer to yell out in pain and order the suspect to stop. Due to the level of resistance, officers requested the victim's assistance in restraining the suspect's leg so that officers could safely gain control. The suspect then was eventually placed in handcuffs and secured in a patrol vehicle. After Robert was detained, officers returned to the residence and found significant property damage, including a broken front window, damaged siding, and a rock thrown through the window of the victim's mother-in-law's Mercedes vehicle. Making things much worse for Robert is that his actions were captured by the victim's security cameras. Robert also, quote unquote, admitted on body-worn camera that he was aware of the protective orders that had been served against him, but chose to go to the residence anyway. The suspect further admitted to causing the property damage and resisting arrest. An argument was made by one of the arresting officers for Robert being held without bail. Eventually, I think he was held. The current offense is a felony. There is substantial evidence to support the charge, and through clear and convincing evidence that Robert would constitute a substantial danger to any other individual or to the community, or is likely to flee the jurisdiction of the court if released on bail. The suspect is a repeated offender with multiple prior violations of existing protective orders involving the same victims. Each subsequent incident has shown an escalation in behavior and violence, indicating a clear pattern of disregard for court orders and law enforcement intervention. The suspect's continued and worsening conduct poses a substantial and ongoing risk to the safety and well-being of the protected parties. Based on the suspect's history, the nature of the current offenses, and the pattern of escalating violence, is recommended that the suspect be held without bail pending further court proceedings to ensure the safety of the victims and compliance with court orders. But he was he was released on bail for on bond, set for $5,000. But this is just now coming out, I'm assuming. Or no, that was his previous one. He was released on $5,000. And I didn't know he was arrested twice in September. So I don't know if Mary is leaving Vegas to go get him. Speaking of Mary, she's having another issue because TMZ is now releasing a document. This came out, I think, last week. I would have covered it on Toxic Tuesday. Obviously, I didn't get a chance to. But TMZ is releasing a document essentially on her church being a cult. Not shocking. You guys remember when she first came onto the show, there was allegations of it being a cult. It's not shocking to me that is a cult. There is some backlash on this documentary. People are saying, why are we only targeting Black housewives with these, defaming documentaries? I don't know what made them want to do this. It's coming out. It was asked at Bravocon. Mary was like, can I talk about this? She's like, oh, whatever. I don't think she's really concerned with it. I mean, it's a TMZ production. Am I going to watch it? Yes. But remember, guys, there was allegations when she first came onto the show. The whole way she got her church, marrying the granddad. That's not her blood granddad, but it's like her granddad through marriage or whatever. Her mom's husband, so ended up being her stepfather. But the way that happened, the way they were trying to take Mary down her second season. There were people that had came forward, and Whitney was one of those people that were like, there are people from your church saying that the contributions they give, the money they give, goes directly to you. And then, they kind of associate her to God. You guys remember when in a recent episode of Salt Lake City, there was a painting of her mom and Jesus. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Kasha Roberts. You are watching me as well. If you are watching me this long in, we're an hour in. We haven't even done our Potomac recap, which I'm about to get into. But we just talked about all the latest news. I had to stop myself because I'm just remembering what that picture looked like. It was of her mom and Jesus, and it was a picture. It was a picture. We just talked about the Mary of it all. Mary got a lot of stuff going on right now. She has a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if her son is still in jail. I don't know if she had to leave Vegas to go get him. Mary was very popular at Bravocon. The people wanted to meet her. There is a video of her and Sheree Whitfield from Atlanta. Sheree was in a wheelchair, and Mary was running down the hall, pushing her in the wheelchair. Mary and all the Atlanta ladies have met. Guys, did I even say the Grand Dame was at Bravocon? That she got a standing ovation. She looked amazing. We also did get a Potomac mid-season trailer. I think I was going to talk about that as I head into Potomac right now. But we did get a Potomac mid-season trailer, which honestly was amazing. And Karen will be probably in the season finale. Andy is doing a sit down with her. He is coming to Surrey County, Virginia to do a... Oh, guys, Siri picked up on my iPad. So you guys might hear that soon go off. But Andy's coming to Virginia to literally, oh my gosh, it won't stop. Okay. Andy is coming to Virginia to talk about her addiction. That's what she calls it, is her addiction. I want to briefly talk about Selling the OC and Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Selling the OC, I forgot that Adam DeVello, who is the executive producer of The Hills, don't forget to tune in to What's the Reality on The Hills. Oh my gosh, there's like a spider on my wall. There's like always a bug on my wall. I took the carpet out of my room and now it's like wood. So I feel like there's always a bug coming out of nowhere and I have to kill this, you guys, before like it gets away. Okay, I had to kill that bug because I forget Adam DeVillo. And like I said, if you guys don't forget to tune into my The Hills deep dive. I did a whole deep dive, seasons 1 through 6. Not really 6. Seasons 1 through Lauren Conrad's departure on my podcast. And I really get into it. And then my part 2, which will not be out this week, but it will be out next Friday, is going to talk about all of these epic fights, pop culture, historical moments. Were they real? Because as you guys know, The Hills, they got a lot of allegations of being fake, scripted, staged. So I'm going to be talking about some of the most like epic moments that happened on The Hills. And we're going to be talking about if it was real or not in my part 2. So part 1, I really set that up. But I say that to say I forget Adam DeVillo was the EP on Selling Sunsets. Hence why maybe this generation, because The Hills did work at a certain point. Selling Sunset, I haven't watched that since Christine Quinn has left. I always thought I loved Christine Quinn. I hated when she walked away or when she was fired. But I forget he's the EP because as I watched Selling the OC, and I don't know if he's the EP for Selling the City, because Selling the City is kind of different. I like Selling the City, and I actually liked Selling the OC more than I like Selling Sunset. But it fell really flat this season, maybe because they got rid of so many people. And where we left off from last season based on this season, it was really kind of dry. I wouldn't be shocked if they cancel it. I still don't understand why Selling Tampa got canceled. That was an all-black female cast. But Selling the City is kind of different in terms of like Selling Tampa as well, because they're not owned by the Oppenheim group, the Jasons. I can't remember the other twins' name. All I know is like Jason. But Selling the OC and then Selling Sunset are the only two I know that have their direct involvement in it. So I just say that to say I forgot Adam DeVello was a part of this, and maybe that's why this season really fell flat. We are introduced to Ashton. We're introduced to, I think her name is Kaylee, and then we're introduced to a newer girl as well, Fiona. So, and these are women from the San Diego office, basically. I liked Ashton. I know she was a shit starter, but I don't like Alex Hall. I think she's gorgeous to look at. But let's not forget how much she's actually done on the show. She's actually like a terrible person. The whole Brittany Snow thing. I watched Hunting Wives. I actually liked it. It was a lot, but I actually liked it. Let's not forget everything Alex Hall has done. I think this is trying to be her, like her redemption arc season, but it really did not work with me. I did not really like it at all. This season felt really flat. I thought it was kind of boring. We also had Luke from Summer House on there. Why? I have no idea. But yeah, Luke was on there. Oh, wow. Luke was on there, and I don't know. This season was not good. I want to talk about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives briefly. I haven't finished. I'm only 4 episodes in. But there's been a lot going on. I'm going to talk about the rest of it next Tuesday on Toxic Tuesday because my episode won't be as long, but just thoughts. Marinara and Jesse definitely hooked up. I know there was a lie detector test. Spoiler alert, you guys. I'm only 4 episodes in, so I hope I'm not spoiling too much for you. But there was a lie detector test, and it basically proved that they did not hook up. But the way Jesse was moving, to me, I don't know. I believe women, and I say that to preface what I'm going to say next. I don't know if I believe her and her marriage was in a rocky place this whole time. I think what we have with I was going to say Salt Lake City, with the Mormon wives women is a classic case of what Drake says best, small town fame. These women have now blown up. They are bigger than their small town. It's bigger than their small town fame. And I would associate their small town fame to Mom Talk. It is bigger than Mom Talk now. It's bigger than TikTok. They are now being invited to the Oscars. They are now getting booked for Dancing with the Stars. And these ladies are having a hard time adjusting to that. And I think we're also getting a lot of single white female storylines now. I think a lot of these women had kids, married very young, and now they are in this world where they're getting all this attention. They went on Vanderpump Villa. They saw the cutest Italian beefy guy, who I don't even think is that cute. And it's just weird to me how Jesse and Demi both had a thing with Marinara. Yes, I know his name is Marciano, but I call him Marinara because I can't stand him. I just don't. I think something else happened there for sure. Layla has been standing in her truth. I just left off where she's seeing a black stylist, actually. And I love that for her because she's like, y'all, I'm losing hair. Like, I think these extensions are too heavy for my hair. And then she gets a sew-in, her first sew-in, and it looks good. It looks better than those choppy extensions. And now it's going to be a whole thing. I hope Jessie doesn't make it a whole thing because it's like you don't specialize in ethnic hair. So I was really happy to see Layla on that journey. I always think Layla's so gorgeous, but her breasts are so huge. Like, she went Dolly Parton style, but she's a gorgeous girl, very gorgeous girl, I always say. Macy remains one of my favorites. I like her and Miranda kind of teaming up, trying to get to the bottom of all this Marciano, Jesse stuff, because, I don't know. I just think Jesse's trying to cover her tracks, and now she's trying to make it seem like her relationship was in such a bad place, and I feel like everyone around her is benefiting from it. Like, even her mom and her sisters are like, oh my gosh, you should have been got out of this relationship. But I'm just like, surely if there was really, I just am shocked we didn't really see this whole time, because it seemed as though your relationship was solid, and now all of a sudden you cheat on your husband for some small town fame. You can't believe how big you are. You can't believe this guy's batting an eyelash at you, when in my opinion he actually wanted Demi. Demi and him did whatever, but Demi was like, I still have something really good at home. I'm not going to leave him. So then you swoop in. I think that's weird, as you guys are friends. And now you were super giddy to see him and take a lie detector test with him and invite him to dinner. So it's like, I say I support women, but it's like, I kind of understand where Jordan, Jesse's husband, is coming from. And like I said, I'll get more into a breakdown of everything that's happened this season when I'm done with it on next Tuesday, because I really want to get into Potomac before I leave, because this is a supersized episode. I hope you guys are okay with that. It's been a while, but yeah, I just don't know if I believe that their relationship was in a bad place this whole time. It don't make any sense to me if it really was, and that's honestly my true opinion. Taylor, at this point, it seems to be in a healthy place. She is claiming her throne. I think she should be the HBIC. She's the one that really started this stuff. But you could tell she's kind of over the girls, and I'm anticipating her announcement coming within the next couple episodes that she's going to be on The Bachelorette, which is crazy to me because the place she's in currently in her life is that she should not be in any relationship, and now she's going to go on The Bachelor. She's going to be the next Bachelorette, and now she's going to possibly be getting to know someone in a newer relationship. So that doesn't make sense to me. But you know what? I like Taylor down, so I will support that. I don't know if I'll probably watch her season because Taylor's freaking crazy. Taylor is crazy. And then they're trying to figure out the mole, but they've eventually like accepted Miranda back into the group. So that's where I have left off. That is where I'm comfortable saying everything I know and my opinions. I will probably finish that up within the next 2 days, honestly. It's an easy watch. These are long episodes, though. These are like full hour episodes. These aren't the 46 minutes. These are the 58-minute episodes. But I want to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. We saw Monique's epic return into the group. Her house remodel is gorgeous. It really looks like her. Monique looks really healthy. And I can't remember. I think her religion is Buddhist now. Like she's on a very clear, direct spiritual path, and she's made that very known ever since, the fight, apparently. And if you guys haven't, make sure you tune into What's the Reality on What the Reality. I did a deep dive on Candace and Monique's fight. That was a 2-parter, and I talked about the epic season 4 and 5 fight because there were several fights between Candace and Monique that really escalated. Of course, season 5, the Barn Madness, was like the big one, but I did those deep dives because I knew Monique's return on the show was coming very soon, and I know some people probably needed a refresher, so definitely tune into that if you have not listened to it. And yeah, I just really go into that deep dive because woo, that was a lot. So for me personally, seeing Monique back on my screen, I do like Candace Dillard. Also, guys, I don't know what Candace did with her face. I hope she didn't get filler. Maybe it's still the hormones from having a child, but her face looks very full and plumped. And I hope she didn't touch her face. But I do like Candace. I was very sad when she announced her departure from the show. Obviously, she was leaving because she was having a baby. I think Robin Dixon was fired. I don't think Candace was fired. I think she chose to walk away. But I do think it was best that her and Robin did walk away because I feel like this season of Potomac's been really good. I even felt like last season was good with the exception of Mia being there. And I just feel like it's in a better direction. But if Monique returns again, it's kind of like a Phaedra Candy thing. I don't think they could be on the same season again, but I don't know. Monique seems very clear and spiritually on the right path, so maybe she does recognize what's wrong. So because I just, that deep dive, the season 5 fight was so fresh and new to me, I personally did not want to see Monique on my screen because I still felt like she had no remorse. But seeing her now on, Real Housewives of Potomac, it does really seem like, she felt really bad and she kind of, did recognize her faults, and she's like, I gotta lock into why I reacted that way. And she talks about like having childhood trauma and just being on this whole journey. We do learn her beloved bird T'Challa passed away in 2021. It was a short-lived era, 2019 to 2021. And she has a new bird. She also has a dog. She is the Vanderpump of the group. She is a beloved. She has all of the animals. But yeah, like I said, Monique seems to be in a very healthy, light space. She also talks about being 300 pounds lighter, throwing shade to Chris Samuels, who also isn't even 300 pounds now. I mean, he lost all of that weight. So, but she talks about that briefly. I wonder if I have to tune into Love and Marriage DC, which I don't think is even coming back. I think their biggest get, which was produced by Carlos King, I think the biggest get in appeal was Chris and Monique. And from my understanding, Monique came off very bad on that show, which is why they didn't sign up for a second season. And also, like, soon after, she did file for divorce against Chris. But I wonder if I have to tune into that to see really what their marriage issues were, because I don't think there was any infidelity. But even Giselle, when Giselle eventually does see Monique, she's like, I am very curious to get to know this Monique, because every time she was with Chris, she has a sense that that wasn't the authentic Monique that she knew. But speaking of even sideways, I mean, to jump off sidetrack really quick, speaking of Bravocon, like I said, I watched the Potomac panel, and Giselle has been very open and very accepting of Monique back into the group, because she's like, Monique is one of the women that really founded Potomac. Because guys, remember, Monique started season 2, and I don't think a lot of people realize, like, she came on season 2, Candace came on season 3. Like, Monique is really like considered like an OG. She really was around the early days, her and Candace. And I didn't realize that she was a second season timer either. And of course, she was brought on by Charisse. But Giselle, in terms of Bravocon, is really excited to have Monique back. And I guess it was really Ashley, and we do see that in this episode. Ashley has been the one that has been keeping Monique's name alive and kind of like coming back every season. And so we're kind of seeing that is who really brought Monique back into the group, to making her feel kind of like, accepted to be back into the group. It was really Ashley trying to continue her legacy in that. And she's like, I want you back in the group. What else happens? Ashley, I thought was very big of Ashley, and I was just expecting a messy moment from her. She did choose not to disclose to Monique in this initial meeting, seeing her house, that Stacey had been on a date with Chris. I still don't understand the issue with Stacey going out with Chris Samuels, because 1, they were both single. 2, Stacey does not know Monique. 3, what is the issue? I still don't understand what that issue would be, but we're going to get to that. So I want to talk about Stacey. Though I enjoy her scenes, there is something about her that I've always said is inauthentic, and I'm just glad that I've stayed true to that. We can have a good kiki, we can have a good laugh. I appreciate her for that. At the end of the day, Wendy is 110% right. This is some single this is some single black female stuff. You can't make this up. So you were completely jocking off of Happy Eddie. Not only are you having your own cannabis line, now you choose a Nigerian word, shayo, which means happy. I don't know what else to say. It would be some single white female stuff if Stacey was white. So yes, this is some single black female stuff. Like, you've literally taken the Osefos' complete weed cannabis idea. And then it's like, why did you choose a Nigerian word, as Wendy asked? And she said because she did an ancestry and found out she was 4% Nigerian. Well, bitch, me too. I think I may be Nigerian too. I might be more than 4%. She found out she is 4% Nigerian, and she has a long-lasting identification, love for Nigerians. And she calls Wendy, she said, I'm your sister. And that is where I would give Stacey, is she knows, in the words of Ashley, the elevator don't go all the way up. It don't go all the way up. And I will give my credit, my kudos to Wendy. She handled that like a boss. She looked at the camera as if she was in the scene of The Office, or Abbott Elementary, as people say. I still haven't watched that, you guys. I'm going to watch that one day. I'm going to watch that probably like 5 years from now. Like, I watched The Office like 5 years after it was off air. Like, I feel like that's something I'm going to have to like watch when it's off the air to really like appreciate it, because everyone talks about it. I don't like to watch stuff when everything's like hyped up unless it's like reality TV. It's crazy to me I still haven't watched it. I might have to watch that, but because I just know I would love it. It was just crazy to me how Wendy handled that. She looked at the screen. She just knows that's that. I mean, and I'm glad Wendy did turn it into, there's plenty of space for both of us. There is plenty of space. We can all eat. There's plenty of room at the table. There's multiple plates. Grab you some seconds, get some leftovers, bring some home, feed your kids, feed your moms. There is plenty of food at the table. And you know what we can say about Stacey is, at least she came to Wendy. I think Stacey understands it looks crazy, but Stacey, that is some single black female stuff. And that is beyond me, that out of all African countries, as Wendy also pointed out, you would use Nigeria. You know, Wendy and Eddie are Nigerian, and you would use the one term that means joy, happiness, which is Shayo. And it is kind of like it's giving Bethany Frankel, Sonia Morgan, Tipsy Girl. It's giving a cheater brand. And you know what? I'm just glad that Wendy reacted well, because I think Wendy now is vetted so much into this group, onto this show, to know how much her reaction would stir up trouble. And I think she genuinely does not think Stacey did it in a competitive, dumb thing. I think she genuinely thinks Stacey probably just wanted in on the money, because everyone knows Happy Eddie is making a lot of money. I don't know if it's making that much money, because we do know the issue that Wendy and Eddie have currently found themselves in. But she's like, you know what? Why don't we all eat at the table? Have dessert. You know what? Take it home. Like, it's fine. I think Wendy handled that the best way she could. I don't know if a season 1 or a season 2 housewife would have handled it as well. But you know what? You want to come in the space, come in on the space. We can all get this cannabis money. And hopefully this is the same cannabis money that will rescue, you know, Wendy and Eddie out of jail. Hopefully it won't get to that point. So we did see Jossie gets married, and we saw Stacey, Ashley, and Wendy go down there and, you know, support. And then they had to hurry up and be quick because, in the words of Wendy, Ashley turned into a man at midnight, and they had to be back for Pride. Also, I love how we just slid in Kay's therapy session with Greg. I really don't care what her and Greg choose to do. I think Stacey's bad attitude comes from being in such a bad relationship. But we also slid in there that Greg has 3 young children. How young? Is it Jossie young? Because she did slide that in. I don't think she was expecting him to even bring that up on camera in the therapy session. So, I don't know. Every time I look at Stacey, at Kay, I'm like, girl, I think you can be doing a lot better, but maybe this is all she thinks she can get. So Kay has her production hat on, and she don't even got the right production hat on because she mixed it up. She is shocked that Monique and Stacey don't know each other. Monique's like, so Monique comes to the Pride event, and Monique's like, well, I really have been inside the house. I don't really know how I would even know her. And she was like, but I thought you guys would have known each other. And Giselle's like, well, that it's not Monique, it would have been Chris because, you know, they went out. And then it kind of ends on like to be continued. Kay was trying to be messy, but she didn't even deliver the right mess. You delivered it wrong. And it just shows how much these shows are so overly produced. So it's like they tap Kay to deliver this. First of all, you don't even know Monique to be delivering this. Second of all, you just delivered the wrong message. Like, why would she know her? They don't know each other. And I don't know. That's the type of stuff that just really pissed me off with the show. It's like, I could see the overproduction. It's like, if you're going to deliver a message, deliver it the right way. At least get the name right. She's like, oh, like, I'm shocked you wouldn't know each other because, you know, she knew Chris. You didn't even register. She didn't ever say she knew Monique. And I just still don't understand what the gag is. There's no gag. But that was the episode of Potomac. This was a super-sized episode of Toxic Tuesday. It had to be. I had Bravocon updates. Like, it literally had to be. I had to talk about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I had to talk about all of that stuff. But thank you so much for listening. Until the next time, catch the next Toxic Tuesday. And then next week, we'll also have a What's the Reality on the Hills Part 2. I'm going to be talking about everything that is fake on that show. And I'm probably going to just bring up 10 popular moments that everyone's probably thought was real and it probably was not. Or just things that really stood out in my research and my findings that I was like, oh my gosh, this was fake. Because there was already some stuff that I found out that wasn't even real. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it just all makes so much more sense. But thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys tune in for the full episode. If you have, please give this a 5-star rating. Give me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the new intro. And let me know what your favorite Bravocon announcement was. But until the next time, I will see you later. Bye.